And welcome to Pocono Raceway here today. I was called in kind of last minute to do this, so going to be a little bit rough. Hopefully not too bad on it. Going to pull up the starting grid here, though. So first is Truth Hoax, second Blair Holman, third Christopher Pendle, fourth Brandon San Filippo, fifth Curtis Eckers, sixth Brandon Honeycutt, seventh Andrew Teff, eighth Sean Dunaway, ninth Troy Hoke, 11th is, I need to get better camera, Philip Archibald, 12th Alex Gates, 13th Cody Benelli, 14th Richard Hurst, 15th Riley Frost, 16th Jesse Fox, 17th Haas Beverly, 18th Roger Gates, 19th Alex Bergen, 20th Evan Gometti, 21st Alex Teff, 22nd Matt Metler, 23rd Russ Martin, 24th is John Ashby. I also need to make that a dark black so those numbers will show up on the screen just a little bit better. So that will change that logo at the end of it. I'm still trying to get whatever this is on my screen off, because what it is, I have yet to figure it out. I'm still talking to SDK. Like, I don't know what it is. I really have no idea, because it's not. Wait, is it that? Hold on. No, it's not. What is that? See, I don't know what that is, and that's really what's getting to me. They're pulling up on the track right now. I'm going to give them all a paint refresh. I know some of the paints have not loaded in correctly. So it is 60 laps here at Pocono. Each lap is about a whole minute. You have to get through one good. Two, when I would run these, and I only ran it in the cup, is I was very, very good through two. You have to really be kind of aggressive, throw it through the corner, really get that, really any vehicle you're having to rotate very well. If you can do that, that will be a big benefit for you. I want to see if it's one. No, it's not that. I'm gonna quickly go through every single button I have here, so I can find out which one it is. Okay, it's not Twitch chat. It's not class. It's not the track map either, evidently. I'm gonna figure out what it is here, because it's got to be one of these here. Oh, wait. One of them turned off. I did something that turned it off. I don't know what it was, but I lost my overlay for just a minute here. So when that will come back, my overlay is refreshing right now at the moment. I did something. I don't know what I did, but I did something. The pace car or pace truck is getting ready to pull off here. As the starter will have the flag in his hand, and the green flag is in the air. We are underway here. Now, Hoke, I'm all for getting loot or throwing it through there, but he got through that corner really, really badly, though. He tried to just absolutely launch that truck in there, and it did not like that at all. It tried to get really, really nippy with him. Almost shot loose pretty much from it. So he's got to be careful with that for sure. Very, very careful. Is this giving me a output? It is, but it's still giving me that stupid bar. So this will be the right output here in a minute. Let me plug that in. That should pop up here any second now. And I always love when programs for you that are supposed to work don't work correctly. These guys, this is a very, very draft-heavy track too, so a lot of them will be tucked in behind each other and be trying to work that through. That's just kind of how this track goes. You see the PALS paint scheme there. If y'all don't know what PALS is, it's only located in... Where is PALS? I think it's only Southwest Virginia and East Tennessee. I think. Yeah. It is only Southwest Virginia and East Tennessee. And I'll tell you all what, it's fast food and it's very greasy, but it is very good. Very, very good food. There's one in Abingdon, Virginia, close to where I live, that they got 4 years ago. Would I recommend it if you're trying to be healthy? Heck no, I would not. Oh, that's what you want to do, Blair. As Blair's actually going to give up the inside. He might be trying to break the draft. He is. Matco Tools, Sunoco. Let's see, so what? There we go. That's the 30, or the 94 hit that perfectly. He hit it exactly how I would. You kind of watch how he's you're trying to stay, that is super loud. Let me lower that volume down. So you're trying to stay a lot lower than everybody else overall on the track. Through that corner especially, you want to cut it as much as possible. That's just how it is. I'm going to go click through some more buttons here. I'm going to find out something in a moment. One of these is going to be a button. I did not need to mean that. Alright, maybe. No, it's not this either. I'm going to find which button this is that's hiding in here. We should see here soon. I'm going to say I'm not sure how their fuel is going to work out, but it's going to be varying on their fuel. And there is 23 drivers in the field, so it's a pretty decently sized field tonight for sure. It's really good size. It's 12 almost up and out of the groove. He's working on that 94. Got that 32 ahead of him. Really front three breakaway, and that's what's going to happen is you're going to see breakaways just because of people. Like, once you get out there, you're out there at this track. This is not like Daytona. You're not going to, line up behind somebody and push him. That's just not going to happen. However, Brandon may catch Hoke here. I think, yeah, he's almost within the draft. He's 700ths off. He lost some through that corner. 2 is where you really make your money. That's where I was really good through the corners. Is you have to be really aggressive through that turn. You cannot be laying off there at all. Basically, that 32, no. That 32 right now basically cannot. Whatever, dude. I don't do. There's, I don't know if y'all knew this, but they moved the normal or the championship back to Homestead for next year, and a lot of people are saying they should put it at Dega and Daytona. That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Let's put it at a super speedway track that comes down to luck most of the time. Like that, I don't understand what is going through people's heads when they say, let's put it at a super speedway, the championship race. That is literally just, hey, let's just say, fuck it, let's just make it all rely on luck. That's what I don't understand. Some people should not have an opinion. Really, they shouldn't. There we go. Brandon's catching. He's caught Hoke here. San Filippo. Phil. I think that's Filippo. That's how you say it. I don't believe he has an extra L. But Hoke is going back for the lead on Blair. Blair might lose it here. He's going to be able to keep a pretty good run off the top line. He's going to actually be able to hold the lead just a little bit because of that. I do not need notifications for somebody passing each other, and it's wanting to give me those. So I'm going to turn those notifications off. Ooh, that's how you get loose there, Christopher. Christopher almost fenced it there for a second. Hoke is trying to get to the inside of that 32. Really, what you honestly kind of want to is be able to actually pass him on the outside, but I think that he's going to know that he's going to defend pretty hard. The 96 and the 21 working back up here. Biggest mover in this race is Evan Lomedi. He is up 6 positions so far. Currently in 14th at the moment. Blair is still trying to defend. He's really staying up on that high line, getting a huge run off the top. Christopher's trying to find a way around Hoke. Best bet right now, yeah, I was going to say, he needs to push Hoke to get him up there. Look, got any more movement. Really, this is the main group that we've got here. This is, I think, 10th on, no, not 10th, 11th, maybe? Who is this? 10th to 14th, really, is what we've got over here. All right, guys, excuse me, it's been a long day. So, the way you want to enter this corner is it's a late move. You want to get as big of a run as you possibly can. That 19 just screwed himself. You want to get as big of a run as you possibly can to get around that truck before they're able to cover it. You do not want to be... Oh, God, I just smacked my drink against the table. You want to be able to get as big of a run as possible, duck out last minute to shoot by him. Hurst just smoked the wall off the 2. He actually didn't get it too bad, surprisingly. I don't think he's too damaged from it. This track is similar to, as Holman's actually falling back here quickly. I was too busy looking back there. So Pocono and Andy are similar with just how flat they are, and you get a big run if you time it right. You have to time it correctly, though. Because if you don't, well, you're going to be kind of screwed a little bit. See, Hoke is going to fight with Pendle here for the lead. Hoke might be able to hold it here, as he will. That 12 will tuck in behind Hoke. That 94 is going to have to... No? Wait, whoa, what in the world just happened there? Did Hoke just lift and let all 3 of them by? That is odd. Like Hoke, did he miss? He couldn't have missed his shift. You're riding in 4th the whole way around. So he had to have let them by. Yeah, that's going to be close between Brandon, and he's going to be able to get by, though. Just barely. That 94 gets in the wall behind him, Christopher Pendle. Brandon's been able to work his way up here. I thought he wasn't going to be able to catch him after 16 laps in. These guys are running 50... They started running 55. They're running 56 highs now. They're running 55 lows, 54 highs. They've dropped off about a second and... someplace a second and a half, more than a second for some of them. Look through the pack here just a little bit more. We may be having... No, we're not going to be having pit stops quite just yet. A little bit too early for that. Brandon looks like he's able to kind of actually stretch his lead out, surprisingly. We got the 43 of Alex Teff looking to the inside of Cody Benelli. He'll easily get that position. He just slide up in front. We're going to kind of slowly drift up in his lane, cut that air off just a tad. See, we'll easily get by him. See, most of these people, they've kind of stalled out where they are. Once you get a certain distance away, you kind of can't go anywhere. As a 3 is going to be the first one to come down pit road. That will be Troy Thomas. So lap 20, he will make the dive on to pit road. See if that will drag anybody else with him. I don't think it will. No. Cody Manelli, Hess, Ashby. Bergen was actually the first one down. He won't go a lap down just because of the sheer distance. Bergen, he was, well, that's 11 seconds. That's a fast pit stop. Or actually, basically 12 seconds. That was quick. Yeah, this is going to be 4 tires and fuel for these guys. Let's see what their pit stop is like. A 15. I don't know if Bergen got it full of fuel. I don't think he did. We'll see if the 12's coming. He's staying low. Yep, he's going to be coming this time by. This might open the floodgates here. Yep. Oh, that is way too quick. If Honeycutt did not get a penalty, I think the cone starts really early, though. It's going to be questionable if he got in pit road in time. If he didn't, he's getting all he could. This is literally the whole field is on pit road pretty much. I want to see if this 13 got a penalty here. We'll see. Oh, and he slid through his box. He got back really quickly, though. Did he speed getting in? Because I think he did. He got in really, really hot. Drop the jack. Will he be dropped also? Wow. Wow, he got in. That is amazing. He's going to lose a position because he slid through his box. But I don't know how in the world he got that truck slowed down in time. This should bring Pendle. Everybody else. Here comes Pendle down pit road. I guess they moved where it started. No, it still starts there. Yeah, it still starts way back. Teft, oh, we got a caution, though. Roger Gates has crashed off of 2. That is weird there. That's just like a that is odd. I don't know how I actually have no idea how he spun that out. Oh, wait, is he coming off pit road? Yeah, he's coming off pit road. I guess it's cold tires. That's what it could be, because he's got cold tires on, because he does have fresh. That's going to put Russ Martin at a disadvantage. He's going to have to come down pit road, and he will be lapped, or he'll, not lapped, sorry. He will go all the way to the back because of that. Maya software, what is that? Holy crap. That is expensive. 3D visual effects and lighting. That is ridiculous. See Russ. Yeah, Russ is going to be the only guy. So if you're some of these people here, I'd be saving fuel. There you go. He's already doing it. This is Brandon Honeycutt. He's smart. He's one of the higher IRs for a reason. Watch him. He'll be saving in a minute. He'll cut it off in a moment. He's riding around in 4th gear. He cut it off before. See if he does it in a minute. He should. Shortly. Yep, there he goes. Gonna clutch in the whole way. It wouldn't hurt to cut it off. believe they should get the one to go next time by. Should is the key word. That's really gonna hurt for... Where's he at? He pitted. I know he did. Some guys, yeah, there's... Okay, some guys are topping off, so he's actually gonna cycle up in front of him just a little bit. Here he is. It's not a bad idea, you know, if you're back here. Just go ahead and top off each time. Again, this is a huge track, and that could get you an extra lap, and that could make the difference, possibly. Really just depends. Yeah, lights do go off on the pace truck, so next time by, they'll get the green flag. So most of these guys will probably go down pit road lap 47 is what I would believe. Around lap 47. I'm going to give him 23 laps. So pace truck will be in this time by. As the green flag is back in the air, we are back underway. Theft will get out to a pretty big lead, but he's gonna be dragging other people with him now. He just has to keep that in mind. You hope we'll look to the inside of Brandon. I'm just gonna say Brandon for that one. I'll call Honeycutt by his last name. I'll say Brandon for the one that I cannot pronounce correctly. We got 2 wide, almost 3 wide. They thought about it for a minute. They wanted to do it, but they decided not to. That 77 is going to kick out that rear end. You see a lot of these trucks sliding, and that's kind of what you have to be through turn 3. Is you almost have to be sliding that rear out, somewhat drifting to a certain extent, just to be able to get a good enough of a run. Oh, the 96 is almost around. I believe that's who that is. Riley Frost saves it, though. I don't know what that was. I think he just got loose. Shot it 3 wide and has a really high steering ratio. I don't know if he just chased the front end or what, because that, I mean, he was never in control of that one. A little odd. Teft is still going to try to hold the lead from Pendle here. You want to somewhat run the bottom. You don't want to... I don't know. It's hard to say where you want to run on this track. Because if you get a big run, then good, but you also want to hold the bottom because it's the shortest way around the track. Hoke just ran his fastest lap of the race, 45.80. Right, 54.80, not 45. I say if he ran at 45, he'd be 13 seconds faster than everybody else. That would be way too much. This is really the main battle is back in this group. It's a 1977, 68, 01, and the 21. Oh, the 21 got loose. See that rear end step out, and it wanted to just go away. He's able to catch it, though. You got to be careful when that happens. A lot of guys will tend to chase it and keep, they keep pedaling it, and they end up they eventually lose it, and then it takes out everybody else below them, so it kind of sucks. But luckily that did not happen for him yet. I didn't curse him, I said yet. What wall offset does? I have no idea what that is. However, up front, Andrew's going to be able to kind of stretch it out just a little bit. 01 will look to the inside of the 8. We got Evan and Sean going at it. Gave a little bit of a peak, not able to make a big enough of a run. Why does he have a Hello Kitty truck? Maybe his daughter or something like that picked it out. I would not imagine he would run that himself. You're just kind of looking at some of these guys as they race side by side with each other. 01's trying to work inside that 8. It's going to be a pretty even battle between these two. However, the 01's not going to have any drafting help. He's going to have to do it from sheer willpower. Where's my drink at? There it is. See, just because that draft, the 01's not able to get around him. He's gonna still go for it. He almost had it. He needs to get up there and side draft him just a little bit harder. Or lay it on his door. Dive it on through the corner. So that 8 will be right behind that 01. Curtis Ecker. Looking to the inside of him just a tad. Not able to get him though. See how Andrew's doing up here. He's got Christopher still holding on to him. I'm not really surprised. Again, this is such a somewhat draft track that, you know, it's just gonna... It's hard to get away from somebody once they get a hold of you. It's really difficult. I do expect pit stops at lap 47 to 48. Maybe a little bit earlier than that. I know for Andrew it's probably going to be a little bit earlier because he's pulling everybody else behind him. Oh, the 68, a little too high into the wall. All three of them just absolutely plowed their way into it. That is not good. I'm gonna go, so best on fuel, Riley is not the best on fuel. He's all alone. It's gonna be kind of these guys back here. Can't show their last pit stop, which kind of sucks. But I think that they'll stretch it a lot further. So we can maybe expect lap 50, but I don't know if you'd want to wait that long. You maybe could short pit your final pit stop. Get right on the edge and then pit. Not a bad idea. Just have to see how their strategy plays out. That 8 is trying to find a way in. Kind of saw how fast he got back in line when he realized that he was going to be shucked out if he didn't. He got right back in immediately. Yo, these cameras are loud. Very, very loud cameras. Luckily, it's turned down so you can't see anything, or can't really hear it as much as other people would. That 32 is going to get lined up on the bottom. Or he's going to get just ran through on... That's a bad word. They're going to line him up on the top. And he's going to get absolutely just destroyed because of it. Unless the 68 comes to help him. He's coming to help him a little bit. This 32, if he wants to fight, though, he's got to really side draft this 3. And he's not going to be able to do it. His best option now is sail it in the corner, slide up a little bit, but he's not going to be quite there on that. It's kind of stacked up behind him now because of it. 32 and they're really close with each other. Oh, but he got too high and he's going to plow the wall. I was watching him. I was waiting for Curtis. I saw him get a little bit too high out of 2 there. That's one issue with 2. If you miss it, it just plows tight. And you do not get any turn. He might lose a position here. Possibly. He will not. 77. Actually, he might. The 77 is going to go with the 68. I think he saw Curtis hit the wall. They smell blood in the wire. They're going to try to get this position on him. They'll dive one in there. That 77 about took out the 8 for a minute. As a Dale Earnhardt Jr. number, as Andrew is under attack here from Hoke. Hoke's finally gotten side by side with him. How hard is Andrew going to defend? He's going to hang it on that outside. But not too rough, though, with it. As a 94 is going to come down. That's a little early, as there is 20 to go, so this is right within his window. He might be trying to short pit here. Ecker, Bonelli, Hess are all coming down pit road. This is, okay, they're going right on the edge of their window here. They're going to try to jump these guys. How quick or where these guys cycle out. You could do 2 tires and fuel to the end, but if you're taking 4, I don't know. Oh, we got a caution here. That changes everything. It says Alex Teft has gone around. That was off of 2, so I'm guessing he got pushed in the wall. As, yep, he hit the 21, just got too high. Ooh. Teft just destroys it, blows up immediately. That truck is done. That changes everything. That gives guys that just came down pit road, that'll start them up in the front row. Pendle will start up front now. Oh, Lord. How is this going to work? These guys are probably going to take 4 tires and fuel. They're going to cycle out behind him, that's for sure. I do know that much. Oh, Lord. See, Pendle stays out. Thomas will stay out. Ecker, Bonelli, Fox, Bergen, Frost. Frost might want to come down just because of the damage that he has on the front of that truck. No, never mind. He uses fast repair. Okay, he's good now. Ugh. See how these front 5 can hold off these guys. They took 4 tires, though, so they're not really at a disadvantage. They're all pretty equal now again. It'll basically be the same. Lights should go off on the pace truck here. What? Okay, I guess. Lights have gone off. It will be 15 to go. Nobody's gonna have to stop for fuel anymore. 4 tires. It will be a run to the end. See who the biggest mover is in this race. Biggest mover is Fox. He is up 11 positions, qualified 16. He's managed to weasel his way up here. A little bit of strategy played at the same time. Pace truck will pull in here. Ooh, that's loud. As the green flag is in the air, we are back underway. Oh, the 3 goes around. That is Troy Thomas hard into the inside wall. Hopefully he saved his fast repair because that truck is destroyed. bring out a caution immediately. Didn't even give me a wreck notification, but he got turned off of somebody's nose. Trying to get down to the bottom as quick as he could, it looked like. Yeah, he just came across the nose of the 8 and hard into that inside wall. Oh, Junior X Senior. That was a hard, hard hit. I believe they'll get the green flag with, I think, 11 laps left now. Everybody's having to catch up to the field here, so it's nothing to really talk about. Yeah, so it should be 11 to go when they get the green flag. That 3 has used his fast repair. And Hurst is down pit road. It's odd to see, but okay. That was a turn off of somebody's nose. One before that was Teft got too high and plowed into the corner. And before that, I can't remember what that one was before. I actually don't remember what that was. What was the first one? Oh, it was cold tires coming off the pit road. That's what it was. I was trying to remember it. Cold tires coming off pit road. Okay. Lights have gone off on the pace truck here. They will get the green flag at this time by. Pendle will lead them to the green. Ecker on his inside. and get a good restart here if you're Pendle. Eckerd, you just want to try to stay as close as you can to him. Maybe hope that you can get a shove, possibly. That's what could happen there between those two. As Pace Truck will pull off here. And the green flag will be in the air. We are back underway. Pendle gets a good jump now over the field. When it looks like he's going to kind of bottom out a little bit every now and then. Oh, that 19 gets really, really loose. He saves it, though. At 13, sorry. You guys are going to be lined up with each other. Looks like a mini Daytona at this point. Go high in that corner. Going to really throw that. I don't know who that was. Oh, that's 69. Uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh. A little bit of contact. They saw that 69 of Fox get up high. And they all kind of freaked out a little bit. They were waiting for him to come down the track. He's really high. He's going to cause a wreck here in a minute. I don't like that. It's now 10 to go. They're all going to get tucked in behind each other. And they're bouncing around. Who will be the one that can go catch him? I'm racing side by side. This is what Pendle wants to see. Hoka's trying to get around Benelli. He just can't get around him quite just yet. He's right there at him. You see how close he is. He just can't do it. He's going to dive in that corner. He will get that position. The 22 and the 77 drafting off each other. Sorry, the 12 and the 77. 77 is going to try to get to the outside. Not going to be able to do it, though. Oh, just ran the fastest lap, a 54.76. It's now 9 to go. Looking at the 20 and the 21 going around here. That 01 got a little bit high. He's going to leave that open for the 68, but the 68's not going to be able to capitalize, though. See Truth Hoke riding that bottom line around, too. See if this 13 and 19 can catch these guys in front of him. Benelli is 700ths away from catching the draft. He's just almost right there at it. He's 0.66 behind. We can get help from this 13. The only issue is that the 13 or the 55 has draft off of the 8. It's not what you want to see if you're that 12 at 01. Definitely ran that 12 a little bit higher. So he'll slide up in front of him. Guys now just trying to see if there's any more action. That 13 is trying to get around this 19. He might be able to get around him, though, as he looks like he will. The Tef will get a shove by the 32 of Holman. Or Holyman. We'll send that 13. He's got to go set sail for Hoke, but I don't think he's going to be able to catch Hoke here, though, is the issue. To see how this goes for him. As I thought that was a cone that was on the track. I forgot that's a marker that they put on the wall. That threw me off really bad there. Really, really bad. '94 and the 8 and the 55 all just trying to stay close to each other. Oh, someone almost goes around. Ullman Dunaway was a 32. Got super, super loose coming off of 2. A lot of these guys are lifting out of the throttle completely, and you kind of have to going into 2. That's the tunnel turn. There's also a bump, and the trucks, it's not nearly as bad as it is in the Cup cars. But in the Cup cars, if you hit that bump, it just shoots you sideways completely. And you're just chasing it from that point on. As I'm reading, somebody just said the broadcast isn't on. It is on. Maybe looking at the wrong channel, though. Hoke and Ecker. Hoke did get around Ecker there for the second position. Chase down Pendle with 3 to go. Only thing that can change it right now is a caution, and it's what you really don't want is a caution. That can just ruin your race. Some movement in the back on my timing, but I don't think anything's happening really. It will be 2 to go. I'll go through the tunnel turn. Pendle is just trying to get to the finish as Hoke is coming. Hoke is making a run here. He has 2 lap fresher tires. If you're that 94 Pendle, you are breaking that draft as much as possible. You are bobbing and weaving. You are doing everything you can to break it. One more time around here when they get through turn 3. And Hoke is going to be right on the bumper of Pendle. Can Pendle hold Hoke off? Hoke's going to get a really good drive off this turn here. He got good and low. Going to get a run down the front stretch here. He's got to chase Pendle. Hoke, will he go to the inside? Pendle trying to make him guess. There goes Hoke to the inside of Pendle. Going to go down into 1. Can Ecker capitalize on it if these 2 get together? Hoke will go down to the inside. Pendle will shoot it high. Going to get the run off the top side. Trying to keep as much wheel out of it as it will be side by side. Who's going to have the guts to throw it in during the tunnel turn here? As Pendle will nick the wall just a little bit. That's going to slow him down, but he's going to get clear of Hoke. He's not going to come down in front of Hoke, though. He doesn't want to chop his nose off. Hoke will be to the inside of Pendle. They're going to be racing into 3. Pendle doesn't need to overshoot this turn, and he's not going to. It's going to be down to the line, most likely. Who is Ecker going to go with? Ecker might be a factor here. Hoke and Pendle, they'll go into 3. The long sweeping turn here. Who will get the drive off? Hoke has a little bit of a run on the bottom line, but Pendle's going to have a run coming out of it. And Pendle's going to get loose, and that's going to give the win to Truth Hope. As Pendle slipped on that high line the very last turn. And Hoke will steal it from him in the closing laps. The Hickory, North Carolina driver able to slide in last minute and steal it. We'll watch Hoke burn it down here. So Hoke able to steal it there at the very end. I'll pull up the results here. That's practice. I don't need the practice results. I need the race results. Let me pull those up now. We'll bring in the top 3 drivers. You get Curtis first. Hey, Curtis, this is Bryce in the booth. Got a copy, man?
Yeah, I got you.
Man, so you fall just a little bit short. You qualified 5th, though. But, how did the race go for you overall, though? Because it seemed like you were competing pretty much the whole entire race here.
Yeah, I always run pretty good here. It's my hometown track. Still looking for my first career win ever at Pocono, but it was a close one.
So how did you have to drive this track? Because it's kind of like it's a drafting track, but it's also not at the same time. But the runs mean a lot here.
Yeah, you really needed drafting help to complete passes. It was really hard without that. You were kind of just stuck in a line.
So what was coming through your head there, the closing lap, seeing those two race side by side with each other? Did you think, maybe you had a shot there if those two got, together? Because the draft slows it. The draft slows each other down so much. So, what was going through your mind there? Those closing the last 3 laps, especially.
Yeah, I was hoping they'd get side by side a little sooner in the race, near the end to help make a run or figure out what was going to happen. But overall, still really happy with the third place.
All right, man. Well, before I let you go, is there anybody you want to thank? Any sponsors you want to shout out that may have been watching the stream here tonight?
Just my family and everybody who supports me and with all this, and you guys for doing the broadcast, and everybody at Racers Elite.
All right, man. Well, I will let you go, but good job coming home 3rd tonight, man.
All right, thank you.
That was Curtis Ecker, the 3rd place driver. We will bring in the 2nd place driver and Christopher Pendle. Hey, Christopher, this is Bryce in the booth. Got a copy, man? See if he's Having a mic issue here, possibly. He moved up into the room on his own, so we'll just see.
Hello?
Oh, there you go. I was gonna say,
Hey, man, sorry. I was helping my wife with my son. I apologize for that.
nah, you're good, man. So, fall just a little bit short there in the closing laps. What was going through your head those last, especially 2 laps, because Hoke was tracking you down and he got you there just coming out of 3.
Yeah, I think as I hit the wall, like after that last restart there, I got in the wall pretty hard coming out 3. And I think that was kind of like the icing on the cake for me. And I was just doing my best to get out front and hold on to it. And then he took his time getting around the 8. And then once he got to me, I knew it was over. Once he got to my outside or inside coming out of the tunnel turn, he gave me plenty of room, to not run me up against the wall. I appreciate that. And then we got into 3, and I was going to drive it in there, but I knew I wasn't going to have the exit speed with that. My truck just wouldn't turn. And then I was worried about losing with the 8. So I just kind of just let him go. That was a heck of a battle between me and him, even early in the race with Andrew. But I mean, we was running, top 3 was running there early in the race. Um, early in the middle of the race there, and that was fun racing with him. But congrats to Truth. He did a good job there, and man, it's my theme here in Racers Lead. I'm always come up second short. I guess I'm just like Mark Martin-esque, man. I can never seem to win these things.
Yeah, you always get as close as you can to closing out, and then it's like something always happens. But how did the race go for you overall, though? Because it seemed like you had a pretty good race, and especially there towards the end when you came down pit road, and then the caution came out. That set you up towards the front.
Yeah, I honestly didn't want that to come out because I short pitted earlier, and then I was in chat with Truth, and he told me he was going to pit a lap later. So I had a feeling I would have been able to jump ahead of those guys, and you never know with the coming, saying green flag, you're not going to get bunched up. You don't know who's going to be around you to help draft, and I might not have pushed it as hard if I'd have got a little bit higher lead, but truck felt good all night. I tried to bide my time, take my time. There's a couple times I tried to go underneath people. It's so hard to pass on the bottom and turn 1 trying to get in the corner, and I just kind of rode where I was at for most of the race, and I had a feeling if it would have went green, pit strategy would have been the difference in this race, and who knows, I might have been able to pull it off, but I'll take second, man. That truck felt real good tonight, even on old tires. It felt real good. Um, I'll take second. It's good and get a good points day too, and after last week, and go on next week.
And so how hard was it really to pass at this track? Because it seemed like it was just super difficult because everybody once it races like a super speedway, but it's not. I hate super speedways to start off.
I
Uh,
get you good,
yeah,
100%, man. I hate
yeah.
super speedways.
It races like a super speedway in the extent of the draft is so heavy, but you also have to hit the corners perfectly. So how hard was it to pass? Because I know if you don't get the pass done, somebody's going to line you up on the outside, and you're going to lose 2 positions. But if somebody misses that corner, you have a massive run on them. So how hard was it to drive this track?
It really was. If you didn't time the pass right, like getting into the corner, and if you didn't clear the guy on your outside, it was over. I mean, turn 1 was probably the hardest to pass in, and then like turn 3 is a little bit more flatter and it's a little loose on the bottom, a little more slick. It's the same way, but it's turn 1 would probably have been the easiest corner to pass in, but you had to clear the guy. If you didn't clear him, it was over, especially if you had 2 or 3 trucks behind him in the draft. And then obviously tunnel turn, you don't want to try to pass people here. You want to set up the pass coming out of the tunnel turn. And I tried doing that a couple times tonight, and it just the draft, like I said, well, if you try to pass, it's just the draft gets you, and you lose a couple spots. So this is really they call it the tricky triangle for a reason. This is a really, really tough track to get in. It's pretty much you got to have your track position, and you got to stay there and get up front. If you lose a lot of spots, it's hard to get back up front. So yeah, it was fun race, even though I don't know, it was just fun race tonight. I had fun.
Well, man, before I let you go, is there anybody you want to thank? Any sponsors you want to shout out that may have been watching the stream here tonight?
Yeah, thanks to my guys over at Deep Racing for helping me, supporting me. Um, I know they don't, they don't race as much in here with me as like I do, but they still support me when I can. Thanks to Andrew and Racers League for putting this on. This has been a fun league to race. I love racing in here, and thanks to Truth for racing me clean there. Like I said, I was in chat with him, and he was excited, and I was excited for him, and just thank everybody. Thank you for putting the broadcast on. I'm going to go watch it after the race and see what I could do different. But thank you for broadcasting. I appreciate it. And thanks to everybody tuning in, and we'll go get them next week.
All right, man. Well, I will let you go, but good job coming home second tonight, man.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Christopher Pendle, the second place driver. We will bring in the race winner in Truth Hoke. Hey, Truth, this is
Hey.
Bryce in the booth. Got a copy, man?
Yes, sir. How you doing?
Man, so you get him there at the end coming out of 3. What was going through your head those final 3 laps? Because you tracked him down from about 3/10 back, and you were hounding him. I didn't know if you were going to get him, though, but in 3, he slipped up, and you were able to come home with the win. So what was going through your mind those last 3 laps?
Just to try to run my line as best I could and not to get into him. And I knew I could get by him. Well, once I got there, I knew I could, if I kept the inside, I had him. And I just tried to keep as clean as I could and as fast as I could. And I think I got lucky because he hit the wall.
Yeah, so you qualified on the pole, but how hard was it to pass at this track? Because this track races a little bit like a super speedway, but it's not a super speedway, but the draft is such a factor here. So how hard was it to pass?
It was incredibly tough to pass. I mean, you get underneath them and they get a good run on the high side. I mean, even through the tunnel turn, if you couldn't take their line away from them, it was just so hard to pass.
Yeah, it's definitely difficult, but how, from your point of view, how did you have to set up passes when you had to make them? Were you just trying to wait for somebody to just miss that corner, or were you just trying to time your runs?
My best on the track was coming out of the tunnel turn and then turn 3, coming out of turn 3, and that's where I tried to set them up to get them there to come, to try to get underneath them going into 3, because I got a good run coming out of 3.
Yeah, it seemed like that's where most of it was, and you were able to get side by side with people and get them cleared pretty quickly. But before I let you go, is there anybody you want to thank, any sponsors you want to shout out that may have been watching the stream here tonight?
Yeah, I'd like to thank my wife for supporting me in this. My team, the Misfits, and Troy and Jesse's back, his first race back tonight. Haas, Alan, John, and tonight was Christopher. I think I got everybody. I just want to say thanks to everybody, and thanks to you for broadcasting. Can't wait to watch it back tomorrow.
All right, man. Well, I'll let you go, but good job coming home with the win tonight, man.
Thank you very much. You have a great one.
That was Truth Hoke, the race winner. I will go over the finishing order. Truth Hoke first, Christopher Pendle second, third, Curtis Ecker fourth, Brandon Honeycutt fifth. Andrew, I need to get a zip tie for this. I got wires that are running from my microphone. Fifth, Andrew Teff. Sixth, Sean Dunaway. Seventh, Blair Holyman. 8th, Brandon. 9th, Cody Benelli. 10th, Evan Gilmetti. 11th, Alex Gates. 12th, Kyle Hess. 13th, Philip Archibald. 14th, Richard Hurst. 15th, Troy Thomas. 16th, Haas Beverly. 17th, Jesse Fox. 18th, Russ Martin. 19th. Alrighty then. Will be Riley Frost. 20th, Alex Bergen. 21st, Andrew Teff. 22nd, Roger Gates. 23rd, John Ashby. And 24th is Matt Metler. Not a bad race overall, though. Last lap pass for the win. But I am not going to keep y'all here any longer. I was going to be on the 9th. That race was canceled and moved to the 10th. I will not be able to do that, though, because I will be having graduation for college at that time. So I'm not sure who's going to be covering that, but I hopefully see you all soon.